"I miss you," my sister said to me after picking up the phone through the Instagram call. "I know you do," I replied gently with a tender smile. A year later, and I'm still learning how to respond to that statement with compassion. I'm still learning how not to be blunt and how to be mindful with my responses, because I know that not everyone views the world like I do now. And the people from my past miss me. They long for me, the old me. They wonder what went wrong and why I've been so distant. They still view the world through the lens of lack. "I'm sorry," I said to her, in efforts to recognize what she wasn't saying out loud. "I just feel different about that statement. I see you and I don't feel a separation between us. I just don't feel a gap. I don't know how to explain it," I continued to share. "You don't have to," she responded. I'm still trying to figure out how to describe this new emotional feeling. One where I don't miss people like I used to, but instead focus on the positive experiences I've had with them, enough to stay in the emotional vibration of what I appreciate about them. It's been a feeling that I've tried to explain to others because it's happened before. People saying they've missed me and me staying silent. It's a statement that they expect for me to reciprocate, but one that I cannot speak out loud, for it is not a sentiment that I share. It just so happened that after ending that call with her, I woke up the following day with a cold. I couldn't remember the last time I had a cold. I hardly ever get sick, and because I hardly ever get sick, I easily forget what steps to take next. I looked through my cabinet and found expired Tylenol and Dayquil from 2020, made some homemade chicken soup and bread, slept, and desired to be touched. For my achy body to feel another body next to me, massaging me, being attentive, and taking care of me as I would do for them. I laid there smiling as I imagined what that experience would feel like in the days to come. It's such an interesting feeling to no longer linger in the missing of specific people, nor of specific experiences for long. When my brother and sister-in-law surprised me a few weeks back, the kids that I helped to raise were happy to see me. "I missed you, Nina," they said to me as they hugged me with surprise, for they also did not know they would see me that day. "Did you?" I replied in efforts to acknowledge their response. "It feels good to see you," I said to them as we hugged and kissed hello. I remember having had a dream at the start of this journey, one where I was in the middle of my family's pain soon after my father's upcoming transition. They were all looking up to me with tears in their eyes over the loss we'd all experienced, and I simply stared back at them, unfazed by their pain but still present with compassion. However, my lack of emotion triggered them as they could not understand how I was not in the same level of distress like them. Such an interesting dream to have had 4 years ago, with an inner knowing that I would reach that point one day. It's interesting how some people try to explain this phenomenon, calling it a defense mechanism, radical independence, or a trauma response where I may be too detached to the point where I don't, quote, need anyone. But maybe what they are describing isn't that at all. For what I am now experiencing is different. I know we all depend on each other to some degree or another, but I also know to no longer codepend on others for my sense of happiness nor well-being. I am learning that there is no such thing as separation, that just because you can't see someone doesn't mean they aren't really there. I am learning to embrace the space between us, the invisible presence of what connects us always. I am learning how to be this new version of me in relationships with others, because the relationships I've had in the past have taught me how not to do relationships and have shown me what adaptations are needed for the years to come. An experience that may resemble relationships that already exist and that are farther ahead of the traditional relationships that seem familiar. I am enjoying practicing how to create a moment, a project, and maybe one day, a life with someone who can own their process of becoming as they embrace the new version of themselves with me. Moments on top of more moments that temporarily interconnect before going their separate ways, only to interconnect once more. A repeated dance that from a distance creates infinite infinities in different ways. Simply simply because I know I am always in the process of becoming. My name is Yubi, and this is my transformed truth. Thank you for watching You Becoming Healed, where I model and teach you how to own and transform your truth for healing. Until next time.